It's the 12th of June, and that means that today, it is Tax Freedom Day. For those of you who don't usually celebrate, this is the day on which you could effectively stop working for the government and start working for yourself. This is based on a calculation done by the Adam Smith Institute think tank, or that's the ASI for short, on when the average worker would have paid off taxes for the year. Costs could get worse, as the ASI predicts that by 2028, this day will creep to almost the halfway point of the year, the 28th of June. That's 172 days into the year, which would be the highest level ever. Researchers also said that the Tax Freedom Day in 2030 could come after the year's halfway mark has passed. And the government's opposition haven't minced their words on this. Andrew Griffith, the shadow business secretary of the Conservative Party, said Tax Freedom Day came later every year because politicians were not being honest about the state of public finances. The ASI warned that the UK risks sleepwalking to a third lost decade of stagnation if it continues to hike taxes further or borrow more, given that national debt is only set to rise and the cost of government borrowing will only increase. But after a spending review did not set out cuts to government spending, and given that Trump's tariffs risk destabilizing markets and making borrowing costs for the government even higher, Reeves may have boxed herself into hiking up taxes further. The Chancellor left herself just £9.9 billion in fiscal headroom at March's spring statement, and that could be wiped out by October if gilt yields keep rising, economic growth remains stagnant, and spending cuts are not made. Economists across the city and at think tanks such as the Institute for Fiscal Studies have suggested Reeves could extend a freeze to income tax thresholds to raise income. This would essentially be a stealth tax that could drag millions into higher income thresholds. There's no easy decisions for the government at the moment, but big spending normally requires big taxes. And Tax Freedom Day keeps creeping further and further back in the calendar. For everything you need to know about taxes, head over to cityam.com.